So as we've seen, the nuclear force is attractive and short range. Now let's consider how we actually work out how many nucleons there are in the nucleus of a given isotope. Now we'll be looking at different isotopes of elements. Different isotopes have the same number of protons, as the number of protons determines what type of element we have, because the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons, and those electrons are responsible for all the chemistry that takes place. So that's what determines the type of element. But different isotopes of the element have different numbers of neutrons inside the nucleus. So in order to represent an isotope, we need to have a symbol. So what we use is this symbol up here. Now, the X stands for the symbol which we can look up on the periodic table to represent that element. So, for example, with helium, the symbol that we use will replace the X with an HE, a capital HE, and that stands for helium. The Z here stands for the atomic number. So the atomic number is the number of protons, which determines all the chemistry and what element we actually have. So if you know what Z is, then you can look up in the periodic table and work out what X is. So for helium, Z is equal to 2. It's got 2 protons. Now the symbol here, A, stands for the mass number. Bit confusing because A stands for mass number and Z stands for the atomic number, but the mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So the mass number is equal to the number of nucleons. So for helium, we have 4, 2, He, as A is equal to 4, Z is equal to 2, and the symbol is He. Now we can have different isotopes of helium. So for example, 3,2He is a different isotope of helium. It's an isotope still with 2 protons. It has to have the 2 protons to still be helium, but in this case it's got 3 nucleons. So that means that it's got 1 neutron and 2 protons to give it the 3 nucleons. So let's have a look at an example now.
So consider uranium-235. Part A, how many protons does it have? Part B, how many neutrons does it have? Part C, write the symbol for this isotope. So part A, to work out how many protons it has, we actually have to look up uranium on the periodic table. When we look it up, we see that its atomic number is equal to 92. So this tells us that it has 92 protons. Now, 235 refers to the number of nucleons. This is the mass number, which is the number of protons plus neutrons. So to work out how many neutrons, we have to do 235 minus 92. And when we do that, we end up with 143 neutrons. So to write the symbol, we look up the symbol for uranium. It has the letter U. We put the atomic number down here, which is 92, and we put the mass number up here, which is the 235. So that is our symbol for uranium-235.